You're listening to the Rogers Sporting Goods Podcast with Patrick Fisher,
Chandler Smith,
and Josh from Outdoor Limits.
In this podcast, we'll touch on everything from gear to ducks to deer, turkey, and fishing. From field to table, let's dive in.
Patrick, you look like you're going to go rob a Build-A-Bear.
This is a color salmon. It's very fresh. It's new Rogers Elite Chill hoodie. And that one's Element.
Mossy Oak. Element, Agua.
Mossy Oak Pond.
I think this one's like, does it say it in the camo pattern?
Element?
It's like Element Agua or something like
Element
that.
Agua.
And so this is like steelhead.
It's
not bonefish. It's not nautical. I think it's like steelhead or something like that.
This one fits my personality.
I think that's what you said in the video.
I'm all over the place.
All right. It's getting kind of hot back here. But me and Pat have the Rogers Elite Chill hoodies on right now because we were just out fishing a few hours ago.
Did a little fishing challenge.
Yeah, a little fishing challenge at the pond around the corner.
Our first fishing challenge is out already, but we have to spice it up.
Yeah, and then the next one will probably be out too before this drops.
More to come.
Yeah, for sure.
Testing out all the new Rogers baits that we're getting in. Well, they're all in.
Yeah.
Have we got everything now for the
Take these sunglasses
season?
off. Don't need them on there.
Is everything here? Has it landed?
Yes. Everything besides like one hook.
Okay.
And but yeah, all of them are here. We got to use quite a bit today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Very.
before we dive into that, that's the good stuff. Let's recap the first fishing challenge. So, Josh, what was the lure that we were using?
The Little B. And there's three variants of that. There's split tail, the jester, and the prowler, which is the paddle tail, and the jester is the curly tail.
Yeah.
So we did a challenge where we had 30 minutes to see who can catch the most fish. And it came down to a nail biter ending between Pat and I. Chandler, you kind of you were taking up the rear the whole time.
Trophy fishing.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. Just wasn't catching anything. I was catching good ones.
You got in a habit, and it's like you got stuck in one spot.
Yeah.
I don't think you moved until like 2 minutes to go in the.
Yeah, that is true. I probably just stuck on that one point.
You got zoned in. He's still standing there.
I went to the dock like once.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're not sure what the Little B is, it's a jig, it's a soft plastic, and a spin rig on it. Very similar to another style out there called a beetle spin.
Yeah,
but
like
it's
that
got
bladed wire harness.
Yeah, it's got that bladed harness attached to a jig head and then a soft plastic. What's really cool about the Rogers option is there's 6 of these in a pack, and they're all done and rigged up, ready to go fishing. So there's 6 harnesses with the blade on them. There's 6 jig heads, and there's 6 plastic lures. They're already assembled. You don't have to do anything yourself. You just tie on and throw. That's pretty cool. And then the colors are just more. Well, the colors on the jester and the prowler are more contemporary. Mm-hmm. And then the split tail kind of has that classic, like black with the yellow stripe, or white with the red dot, green with the stripes on there, and we have like yellow with a red dot and a red line or something like that, and then a couple others.
And a variety pack.
And yeah, there's 6 colors individually. Like you can buy 6 different options of all of one color, and then the 7th option is a variety pack of, I think, all the colors.
Yeah, it's one of each color.
One of each color.
And I think you can buy just the harnesses.
Yep, and we sell the harnesses, so you can kind of buy the jig head and buy the, because we have 20 colors in the jester and the prowler available to buy. So if you wanted a certain color and a certain jig head color and the harness, you could build that yourself and be specifically, created for that body of water you're fishing.
Yep.
So our challenge,
But that was fun.
was to see who could catch the most fish in 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
And honestly, I felt like we did better than what I expected we would catch.
Yeah.
Patrick?
Almost 30
It was
combined.
Yeah.
If I would have
Moved.
moved 20 feet, you know,
Yeah, so Patrick, what'd you get? 13 fish?
13.
for the win.
Yep.
Right,
Buzzer beater.
Right
You
at the
haven't
last
seen
second.
Yep.
I got 12.
Yeah, because it was back and forth. I mean, Pat had the lead towards the end. He came in a little slow, and then
I had just unhooked my 12th fish as you were reeling in your 12th with about 5 seconds to go. So I had one cast left.
Yeah.
And got 13.
And it was no joke. I was looking at the watch because I wasn't in it anymore. I was looking. We were
I
stopping
didn't
at
even
like
know you were there.
yeah. Neither did the fish, obviously. But I was looking. 3:50 is when we were stopping, and I was looking at my phone, and I could see that like we got like a minute left, and that's when both of you guys had like 2 fish hooked on. And
Yeah.
Pat just had to be
It was fun.
on the 13th. I caught 2. That was it. That's all I did. One nice little largemouth. Wasn't very big, but he was still bigger than most that we were catching out there. He had a good, healthy football shape to him.
Yeah, this pond we're fishing, if you want numbers, it's a good place to go.
Oh yeah, it's a great way to test out.
If you're looking to break some world records by weight, it's not the place to go
Right.
fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a nice sized pond for us to use and film these videos and test out the baits. But those little bees, they are fish catching machines.
Yeah. And they lasted.
Yeah, I used the same bait the whole time.
Yeah. All 12 fish.
By the end, the plastic was looking
We put the
Little-
plastic
little
through
bit
the
rough.
ringer.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
and after we finished that countdown, you guys, we couldn't help but cast a couple more times. And
Yep.
Pat, you probably caught 15 plus before you lost your soft plastic lure off of it.
And then
And
I
the-
still used it.
And then you threw it back out there and caught another fish with no plastic worm on the actual
Yeah.
bait
twice.
twice.
Yep.
Something with that blade.
Yeah, I mean they're a great. You use them anywhere, but that's a great bait. Get out to your ponds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Your,
Beginners.
right.
Or
We
just
used to
I mean,
take
not
the-
that you can't use them anywhere.
You can use
but-
them other places, but they're
Yeah.
great in ponds. We used to take a 7-inch ribbon tail worm and put it on there, tear them up.
with a little jig head.
Yep.
Jeez. Huh. Never. I mean, I remember. You remember the old, worm harnesses and stuff, or like the worms you buy
Oh,
back
yeah.
in the day with
Oh,
like
yeah.
3 Aberdeen hooks and 2 prop blades and a couple beads and everything rigged together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are the days. Remember those in an old tackle box when I started fishing.
All they do is catch weeds.
Yeah.
They'll catch fish, but they get snagged in the weeds a lot more.
I think there was some in those catalogs on my desk.
There was.
The old Rogers catalogs from the 80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fishing wore me out.
Yeah, go fish and eat some lunch and then come sit down.
And talk
Yeah.
about podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Need
But-
some espresso.
I mean, a couple things that I saw, which I took from that beeline challenge, or the little bee. Beeline's a different lure. The little bee was that paddle tail had really good action at like even the slowest of speeds. But that paddle tail matched with the blade of the beeline,
Yes.
or the little bee, was just a deadly combo. Especially with crappie coming up, pushing up here in a little bit. I was just looking at the weather. I think the kayak might have to go out Friday after work.
Oh,
We'll
I
check
saw
it out.
I saw a video on my YouTube recommendations. I think I got to show it to you because it was talking about live scope setup on a kayak.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your plans with your kayak there, Chandler?
I don't know.
What do you got going on? It's done.
Well, it's done. Besides, I'm cutting a Tarova shaft down. I have the Tarova fully installed with spot lock and remote and everything. No foot pedal, but it's 54-inch shaft, and I don't need it to be that long. But I want to get it out and test everything with the full length shaft before I go have it cut down.
Okay, so let's take a couple steps back and start at the beginning. Your kayak is a
Oh yeah, the new Canoe Frontier 12.
12-foot kayak,
Yeah.
sit on top,
Sit on
and
top.
you have added what to it?
Starting at the back, well, I started with a hand controlled trolling motor with like an extension arm. Okay. So
Yep.
that was, I can get into that a little bit. And I have a battery box right in front of that. Everything's hooked up with nice battery or like trolling motor and connectors and all quick detach and whatnot. And then a Garmin Echo Map right next to me, all on like T-track systems and stuff. And obviously rod holders that are mounted in the T-tracks. And then I have the Flambeau fishing crate. I can't remember the exact model of it, but it's a cool little fishing crate where the bottom section holds maybe 4 or 5 3700s. I think that's right, tackle box size. Yeah. And then the top part is like another tray for like your soft plastics and whatnot. So that's like my tackle storage, which is right behind me. Then I usually have a couple bags of plastics under my seat ready to go. And then, yeah, so that was the old trolling motor in the back. And then now this year I have added a new Terrova trolling motor to the front of the kayak, which is controlled by a remote and GPS, spot lock, and all that cool stuff. The spot lock's really what I wanted. I wanted to go out and find some crappie and just hit the stop moving button and just sit there and just fish them out, And then with that, I have live scope now installed to the boat, to the kayak, with an adjustable arm. So the arm is from the live scope ice fishing kit. So you would install the live scope on this bracket, put it through the hole, and you would have an arm, just a right-angled arm, and you would just spin it around and face it and try to find fish in an ice hole. And then I have that same setup, but I modified it to fit a ram mount on a T-track. So I loosen the ram mount and just fold it over into the water, tighten the ram mount a little bit, but then I can free spin the live scope in 360 and just find all the fish moving around and whatnot. It's going to be pretty crazy this year.
I'm jealous, man.
Yeah, last year I took it down to Fork, and it was some of the best fishing I've ever had. Like, I didn't catch a double digit, but I caught some pretty good sized fish and drug me around, which is pretty new to me. Like, you can't fight a 7-8 pounder the same way you can from a big bass boat in a standing position when you're sitting down. Yeah. You don't have the angles to, like, turn that rod tip down into the water and keep their head down. They're jumping all over the place. They're moving you around more than you're moving them around, that type of stuff. It's pretty fun. But what I would do, last year I still had the unit, but I would go fish, if it's slight wind, I would go fish with the wind down the creek, down the channel or the creek arm that my grandpa has the lake house at. And I would just go with the wind, no motor, just a couple paddle strokes every once in a while to keep, my nose in the right direction. And I would try to fish very slow. And I had like some rope that I would tie off to trees, because there's a million trees on that lake. I would tie off the trees every so often just to kind of fish a spot out that I thought looked good. And I would do that all morning. And then when it got to be about lunchtime, I just turned on the motor and just, went right back up, into the wind, right back to the dock. Didn't have to work, paddle my heart out to get back. And I just rolled right back up to the dock, beached it, and went up and had lunch, and then did the same thing in the evening. Dang. It was pretty good. But now I got, now I was messing around with it in my, my driveway, my garage. I think, depending on the presentation, I can cast and make adjustments on the remote, as I'm fishing. So I could use some of that trolling motor as I'm fishing. The handheld behind me, you couldn't use that to direct you and fish at the same time. You just lose too much. You got to keep your hands on the poles, and grabbing the trolling motor behind you is just not working. It's more of a transport type of thing. But I could even launch my kayak.
Feet?
Yeah, 12 foot. I could even launch my kayak and like drop the motor down and then drive it from the remote to the dock and then have it sit on the dock as I go put all my stuff up into the truck. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. You drive that thing around. But
what are you hauling your kayak on?
Well, I'm putting it back in the truck.
You just at 12 feet.
Yeah.
You just
Yep.
throw
Put a flag on the back and you're good to go.
You're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
Dang.
that's that rig.
That
I need to get it out.
fun.
Yeah.
There's a couple guys that come into the store. One in particular, he does all those kayak tournaments.
Yeah.
Preston Maples.
Yeah, I don't know if
He's a local guy.
I don't know if I'd be traveling around to do kayak tournaments,
He's
but
like on it.
I'd be kind of interested if they had one by us. It'd be kind of fun to go join it.
Yeah, he'd be the one to talk to.
Yeah. They have a pretty cool tournament system.
Yeah, it is neat. Like he had one for the fishing event, so he couldn't make it up.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was gonna have him come up and like show off the kayak he's got set up and all that. But the weighing system, like obviously you're releasing everything, and
Yeah.
it's like an app system.
Yep.
On their phone.
They got an app. Yes, they run it through an app, and I think it's all on length. So you have a certified board, and I don't know, I forget the name of that board, but from what I know, it's like there's a certified board you have to have on you, and like a measuring board. And you catch a fish, you drop the fish on that measuring board. You put a little marker on where the tail ends, and you take a picture.
Yeah.
You take a picture, and then I think you enter in which you measured that at, and all of it's they can review all of this footage,
right.
And then you send it in, or you export it in, and then I think you cull, or is it? I don't know if it automatically culls for you, or you cull things out as you go, catching
right.
bigger, longer fish.
Can you log when you're on that app? Can you see everybody else like a score tracker update?
I think you can, and I have heard that like some guys wait to log all their fish till later in the day, and some guys don't. They want to log them right then and there, just to be on the board, set a mark.
Right.
But some people will be.
Yeah, I can see
holding it out until the very, an hour before like turn in, and then they import all their fish.
Right.
And then, the leaderboard can do all sorts of weird stuff right towards the end of a kayak tournament. So it's hard to look at it.
I kind of like that format though.
I do too.
Like a live
catch and release
score tracker update, but where it's just constantly like in golf, every tee box you get to, it's got the leaderboard right there, and you're like, just messing with you.
Yeah. Yep. It's a pretty cool system. The fish don't stay out of the water for very long, and I mean sometimes you wish it's about, you wish it was about weight, but I think it's easier to rig that system than it is to like a true picture on a certified board of the fish and what it measures. You can't really. It's hard to mess with that. I mean, you can try to smush that fish longer and longer, but I mean, you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
But
I came in.
And I don't know like on fork if you're allowed to like just quickly measure. I mean, I think you can measure the slot limit fish, right? You know what I'm talking about? So the 16 to 24s that you can't put in a live well, you can throw that on a measuring board at like fork, measure it. I think you can take a picture of it, enter that in, and put that fish right back in the water.
Right, that would allow you to have a tournament where if there was a slot limit,
you could.
It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, you could put 5-pounders in there, and not a normal 5-pounder at Lake Fork could never be entered into a standard 5-fish bag tournament.
Right. Yeah.
But
that's cool.
Yeah, you can catch a 9-pounder that's 23.5 inches long, and you can't weigh it in. Yeah, turn them loose. But in a kayak, you throw that thing on the measuring board, see that it's 23.5 inches, take a picture, and put it back.
Yep.
But
you're not keeping anything. So.
Yeah.
Huh.
Real quick, we're going to jump off the little bees here, or I'm going to circle back to it, but then we're going to shift off of that. The colors that we offer that in, Josh, you know them? Like, I mean, I guess for the jester and the prowler, there's that June bug, white and chartreuse, silver sparkle, blue sparkle, chartreuse sparkle.
I could just go grab one.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of colors on the jester and the prowler. The soft plastic lure stuff. So.
And that's the we're talking about the Lil B.
Lil B, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that?
Pink and chartreuse.
Yeah, pink chartreuse.
White chartreuse.
Yeah, white and chartreuse.
Chartreuse.
Oh, yeah, pumpkin. That's a good one.
Oh, there it is.
A lot of chartreuse.
The Jester and Prowler, like color-wise, they're going to be the same here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're the same. But
Yeah, just look it up on the website. It's all there.
Silver Sparkle,
you know,
Blue Sparkle, Chartreuse Pepper, White Chartreuse, Pumpkin Seed Chartreuse, Pink Chartreuse Pepper Sparkle, Junebug Chartreuse. 16th ounce or 8th ounce.
yep. And the split tails have 1/4 ounce as well. Some people like to throw those 1/4 ounce beelines or little bees.
Yep.
I keep saying beeline, and that's another lure that we create. I was just going to say it. We have an inline spinner called the beeline in 3 different weights with like chartreuse, rainbow, like what would we call that one color? Like trout or something like that.
No, it's rainbow.
There's a rainbow. There's brown, there's silver, there's black, there's white, and there's brown. Yeah, I said that already.
Gold blade options, silver blade options,
Single
hook,
treble
hook.
That's quite the amount of inline spinners.
They come in a 2-pack.
Great for trout.
Yeah.
So
2-pack.
I keep getting all the names. Like Speedy Bee. Well, that'll be a good segue. The Speedy Bee was the first lure we started off today with our challenge.
Love it.
Speedy
I need to get some of those.
So
Bee.
yeah, the Speedy Bees are. I got to buy a couple packs because it's about to be the only lure I throw for the next 30 days.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But and the Prowler, I'm just going to pair those two together and be done with it.
The Jester would be good on it, too.
Yeah, it is.
Speedy Bee Jig Head.
Yep.
And they come in nickel or
Gold Blade.
gold blade.
A few different color options
You
on
can
the
get
heads,
12
too.
packs or 25 packs.
Yeah.
And
the
those are
25 pack.
all 16th ounce.
Yeah.
White, chartreuse, pink, orange, black, or light blue.
There you go. So we started off with the Speedy Bee. What we were doing today on this fishing challenge was same pond, but it was kind of like if you played a video games like Call of Duty, it's like gun game, or there's multiple variations out there in those type of video games. And what you do is when you get a kill or you progress into another gun, everything changes. So we were doing, if you catch a fish, you progress to another lure.
There was 5 lures.
And we had 5 lures, and they all kind of got, I would say they all got a little bit harder for that pond. The farther
like
you went, it didn't get easier.
Yeah.
The first lure, it was the easy, the Speedy Bee with the Prowler on that pond. You're going to catch a fish in a few casts, and then what you had to do is go back to the truck to tie on the next lure. You couldn't have it ready to go. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, you throw that in 3 casts, and then you caught a fish, and you land it, and you go change your next lure.
But
Yeah.
if you lose your fish after you hook up, you have to go back a lure.
And yeah, you go back. So it definitely came into play twice for me, and once for you, Pat, and once for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Son of a gun.
And that cost me.
It cost you.
I don't know if it would have cost me first. He was on his last one, but I had high hopes.
Yeah.
But we went Speedy Bee.
I was on his tail too. I was one lure behind, and then I lost one.
Then we went to the new, the micro
Yeah.
spinnerbait.
Yeah, we went to the micro and the mini spinner baits.
Yeah.
I don't know what I grabbed. I just grabbed one out of the box and tied it on.
I know.
And oddly enough, when I went, he had already moved on from his.
He moved on from the
spinnerbait.
micro or mini.
So I just used the one already out of the package to save time.
Yeah, so we came out with the go-to spinnerbaits years ago, like a few years ago, and those have been a really good hit. A lot of people really like the quality of that spinnerbait and the options we give. We have the spinnerbait wall in the store is crazy. Isn't it like
Almost.
12 foot long?
Or
12 foot
I
wide?
can tell you, it's
They're in 4-foot sections. Or it might be more than that. It might be 16.
3, 6, 24 feet.
24 feet?
24
Roughly.
feet of spinnerbaits?
Well, sorry, I'm counting the buzz baits in there too, because they kind of
Yeah,
came out together.
okay,
But
yeah.
the go-to buzz baits
And the go-to spinner
go-to
baits.
spinner
Yeah.
baits. But yeah, I mean you're 16 feet of spinner baits.
Okay.
probably 8 feet of buzz baits.
There's a lot of options.
Yeah, there's a lot. And there's going to be more next year.
Oh, good.
You guys can,
Just what we needed.
You guys can stock all that at the store.
Sign me up.
But we made a micro and mini, and that's, I think, 16th and 8th ounce spinner baits. And the 8th ounce, I think, has 2 willows on the for blades, and then the 16th ounce has like a single Colorado or single Indiana or Colorado. I think that's what you had. I think you had the 16 ounce.
You had a single
Yeah.
on there. So whatever was up there is what I grabbed. Like, I'm not
It had
digging.
blades
I
and it was
just-
chartreuse, so I grabbed
It's right
it.
there.
Yeah, I grabbed the mini, and I think you grabbed the micro. The mini is an 1/8 ounce, and it had the double willow, and I did a white chartreuse skirt. And I think you grabbed just a chartreuse skirt, didn't you? Yeah.
But that worked well. It was perfect. And then we went to the turd.
Yep.
The Rogers Ultimate Dangler.
The Ultimate Rogers.
The Ultimate
Rogers Dangler.
Turd.
TURD. Yep. Ned rig.
Little Ned rig bait.
Yep. We had little mushroom heads that we make, and like a 5th. What do you say? There's like a 5th, 6th, a 10th, a 15th.
Yeah, there's
all
a few
those
different,
finesse
there's
weights.
there's 3 different weight options, but dude, that was the bait I struggled with the most catching a fish on. Well, other than the last one, but that one
And the
was-
scenario where we were fishing, we knew it was going to be a little tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was on that bait long enough to where I was getting a little bit nervous because you guys were still on like the spinner baits, and then you were catching them, and I was feeling like, oh,
Yeah.
how's this gonna
I
go?
ended up
Because I had a good lead. I was on the 3rd bait while you guys were still on like
on
the first one.
Yeah. And I was, at first, I tried doing just like a normal Ned rig, kind of finessing it.
Like jigging it, like letting it stop, and
Yeah, just letting it hit the bottom and kind of do what it's supposed to do. And then I got impatient. And then I started reeling it just real slow. So it just kind of,
That's what
Yeah.
I was doing. I was just kind of popping in.
which worked a little better for where we were fishing at.
Yeah, I fished it on the bottom.
And that's where I caught one and horsed it too much. Like I was reeling in a 6-pound largemouth
Yeah, and it came off.
and it came off.
Yeah, I lost one. Technically, I hooked like 4 fish on the Ned rig because the next bait after the turd was the terror crawl.
Yeah, terror crawl.
And that's kind of a fun lure to leave it up to everybody for interpretation because it's a crawl style lure.
Yeah.
Crawl grub mix kind of style lure.
We all fished it differently too for this challenge.
And what makes that, we talked about it with Greg Prophet. What makes it so cool is the ability to change that lure into something you want. So
yeah.
Josh had a great idea when he went up to the truck, is not even taking off the mushroom head, like the Ned rig head, and he's just going to rip off the tail end of the terror crawl and run like a very compact, like Ned,
Just
like
the body
Ned
and the,
rig
and
crawl.
the
yeah,
flappers.
Just the body and flappers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he split the pinchers away. He split them, and then I tried to do the same thing, and I kept my pinchers together. And I don't know if that was the right choice at first, but why I say I caught 4 Ned rig fish is because I caught the Ned rig. Well, I hooked 4. I passed the Ned rig or the turd challenge. I passed that bait with the fish catch on chartreuse pepper. Then I went to the terror crawl, but I didn't hook up until I tore the pinchers off and actually ran that bait as a Ned rig. So I ran it as just the body, no pinchers. That's when I hooked up and lost
Gotcha.
the second one, which kicked me back down to the turd, which I had to catch another one and then go back to the terror crawl, catch one there, the same presentation as like a Ned rig.
Yeah.
And then I moved on to the final one, which was the
took
thrash.
me a second on the terror crawl because I fished it. I used an 1/8 ounce tungsten bullet weight.
Oh, yeah. And you caught
and
a
then
bluegill.
3-aught, the new heavy worm 3-aught hook.
Yeah.
And used the whole terror crawl all together.
Yeah.
Texas rig. And ended up catching a tiny sunfish
Green sunfish.
the size of my bait. I
Yeah.
have no idea how it was hungry.
That terror crawl is not like a tiny lure. You can
Yeah, I mean, it's
you can peel it down to a smaller finesse
I just
presentation.
left it whole thinking, I really want to try this. And what I was really hoping for is I'd get one of them bigger bass or something down there.
Oh, that'd be
real
cool.
hungry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you traditional Texas rigged with a 3/0. That lure could take a 4/0 hook as well, but you did a 3/0 hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you caught a bluegill.
I caught the smallest fish of the day.
I don't know how you did that.
But, and then that was the fourth one. And then the fifth one was the
Swim bait.
2.75 inch
Swim bait.
swim bait. Thrash.
The thrash
Thrash.
2.75,
Yeah.
Which we now make the 3.75 and a 4.75 for bigger profiles. So,
Yeah.
and I was stubborn. I had a bait caster with like a 3/8 ounce, or I think it was probably a 3/8 ounce. I don't think it was a half
pony head
ounce. A big
style.
old pony head, with a willow blade, and I had a thrash tied onto it, and I was like, "This is perfect."
Perfect. I'm ready to go.
But I think it was just too heavy. Got in the grass too much.
Josh
too
was
intimidating.
done at this point, by the way.
Oh yeah, Josh.
He never
Spoiler
lost
alert.
a fish.
Yeah, he never went back, and he won the competition.
Yeah, I guess I jumped ahead.
Yeah,
But he was already done, and we were
fighting for second place and bragging rights or something. Not
Yeah.
being.
I just wanted to use them all to see
Yeah.
how it. So yeah, you used a one you had on, and I think looking back now, you were like maybe a little too heavy.
Too heavy and
It just
Too
kept
big.
too big of a
getting into-
profile with the
Yeah.
fish we were catching.
Most
Because
of
you
these-
did the exact same throw. You used a pony head. The Speedy Bee is a pony head.
Okay, so
But
yeah,
you did a 16th
when
ounce.
we went to the truck, I'm like, I want to do something different, and I liked the
Speedy Bee?
Speedy Bee, even though it's a 16th ounce. I knew I was going to have plenty of weight
Yeah, the thrash.
with the thrash on there.
Yeah.
So Hayden was up there. I'm like, I got a little secret. So I threw it on there and whatever. I'll tell you what though, that movement on that thrash,
Oh yeah,
it gets to rocking.
does it?
But that little bit of flash, so it worked.
Don't we have a crappie swim bait? Do we have one of those?
The Prowler.
Well, the Prowler's got the paddle
do we
tail.
have
So
do we have like a ribbed swim bait?
oh,
I'm going
yeah.
I'm going crazy.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think all we've got is that 2.75 thrash.
Maybe I'm ahead of you or something. I could be off.
You
I
might
don't
be
know.
planning something.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. The only paddle tail I know for like a crappie lure is the Prowler.
Yeah, I didn't know if we did a.
We did little grubs,
We did.
like the 3-inch grubs.
Yeah, we
or
did
4-inch.
We did some bigger smallmouth grubs or whatever you want to use
Yeah.
them for. But
Uh-huh.
I know we did like on the crappie lures. We did the. We keep saying Jester and Prowler because that's what's on the Little B lure. But there's also what are some of the other ones on there?
On the crappie.
The Sly Shad,
The Sly Shad,
straight tail.
It's like a straight tail minnow lure, and then there's
Jokester?
there's the
Jester.
The Jester's the
Jester.
curly tail and the Prowler.
I think the Jokester is something like a Strike King lure or something.
Yeah.
I think those
I'm
are the
looking
only
up.
I'm getting them all
crappie lures we did.
mixed
Well,
up.
there's another
I
one
can
that's like
see
a
a bunch of them over
there's
there.
another one that's like a straight tail that's like hollow, and we did a tube as well.
Oh, the tube. That's what I'm
We
thinking.
did a tube, and then we did one that's like
Yeah.
I don't know, just like a
Yeah, Sly Shad, which
It's
we
the
said.
Sly Shad.
well, not that one. There's another one.
Yeah, because there's like 4.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. I
It
should.
was
know this.
cool though, looking back at this last challenge, the versatility of how you can use all the different baits. And we
Yeah,
all did something
The
different.
prankster is actually a swim bait like the thrash, but for the Speedy Bee.
The prankster. That's what I was.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you're-
So it is. And
yeah,
then
yeah, okay, yeah, that's ringing a bell. I used that last year, crappie
the
fishing.
prankster, and then
Yeah,
the
it's
slab
like-
thief is like a.
Oh,
like a
I forgot about
like
that
a
one,
straight
too.
tail.
So the prankster's really what?
How'd you
Like if I was
grade on a
doing
Speedy
it
Bee?
correct.
Yeah, that'd be really
if
good.
you're
huh?
doing, yeah, if you were rigging it correct, you'd put
Although
that prankster
it
on the
worked.
Speedy Bee, and it'd be awesome. You just had a
Go catch crappie and
you
white
just
bass
had
on that
a
thing.
thrash 2.75, and that
Yeah.
prankster is probably like 2-inch.
yeah,
So it's not that
Yeah.
terrible of a difference.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
That'd
it's
be
a 2-inch prankster, and then yeah, the slab thief is more of a vertical style bait for like colder weather. You can double rig it or something, and put it on a crappie jig and just sit over a brush pile. That's that type of lure.
Yeah.
Same with that straight tail. That
The sly shad.
The sly shad.
I really like that sly shad. I caught a lot of fish on it last year.
Yeah.
If we had a little bit, we were talking about doing a challenge with some of the hard baits. We might have to come out with another one.
Oh,
but
well,
we
might have all
to-
sorts of ideas coming down the line.
Yeah.
And if anybody has something they think
If
would be
you've got
fun
a
to see.
fun fishing challenge, we can utilize our baits, like the way it's set up and how we can
Yeah.
go at it.
You know,
Something less than an hour.
yeah.
It'd be fun to. We'll see what ideas you all have out there.
I'm excited. I think me and Josh said we're going to wait for the bite to get right, but a topwater challenge.
Yeah,
That would be fun there.
I'm going to have to buy some braid.
Yeah. I don't know if that place need it. Just get mono. It floats.
just going out there with mono.
But,
But yeah, we got the
Ramble 90, which would be great for that place. Because the new one this year is the Ramble 120, which is a big walk the dog bait, which looks really good.
I'll take it out there too.
And the hog stick.
The hog stick.
Hog stick, brand new, brand
Reintroduced.
brand old new.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
But-
talked about that with Prophet
Yeah.
in the old magazine.
But yeah, we have the poppers. I forget
Yep.
the name of those.
You got the frogs.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the frogs.
We got frogs.
We
and
could
all that good
almost
stuff.
do the topwater challenge like
Yeah.
we did today.
Yeah, or you could progress
Yeah.
different lures.
But you miss so many hook sets on a topwater sometimes.
Well,
I would imagine.
No, instead of going back, you just
Oh, you just got to catch a fish on each one.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that'd probably be
well,
good.
it's- you could still
Yeah.
put the rule in as you got to land it. Like if you
Especially
don't,
when
you
you
don't
get to that frog, you put that frog last.
Yeah, that frog would
Frogs
be
are the
tough
hardest.
because those fish are so small. The frog is the size of their mouth.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find out maybe if one of the other ponds has some more aggressive, bigger fish.
Just have
Hey,
to.
Or-
there's that pond way in the back that's
That's
like
why
the
it's
size
a
of this
challenge,
room.
Hayden.
Yes.
Yes.
But there's supposed to be some good fish. There was some good fish in there. There was a fish kill last year because we had some
Yeah.
crazy weather changes and it just messed up everything. And there's some, I know, 5 or 6 pounders out of there that didn't survive. Largemouth. So there was a fish kill, but right now it's a newly acquired pond.
What we need to do is we'll go to the feed store, pick up some of those little pellets for fish food, and we'll throw that. So then all the little fish start eating that, and then we can catch the big fish.
Yeah, let them go over there, and then
Yeah.
But I think there's some big fish in there. I don't know if we've fished where they like to be at yet. I feel like
Well,
there's
we've only
some.
fished half the pond.
I know. I feel like the other half there's some like banks and laydowns that I
Yeah,
feel like
it's always better on the
Has
other side.
yeah, right.
Has anybody been out on some lakes yet besides us doing this?
Not,
No.
not yet. I'm wanting to.
I
It's just
haven't
been.
either.
I fished a farm pond a couple times.
It's been like a
Windy.
I mean, it has
well
been
windy,
windy.
but just a lot of turkey for me.
That's true.
I could have fished probably last weekend.
Yeah.
It might have been windy, but I went turkey hunting instead. And then, weekend before that was a softball tournament. The weekend before that was
There's always something.
yeah.
'Cause
Was
it's really like, crappie time and to
Yep.
start
Oh,
getting
it's-
out there.
it's coming. It's
Yeah.
right now. It's about to be turned up.
Everybody just got off doing the walleye. Not
On the-
that you
on-
wouldn't, but like fishing,
At night.
during their spawning time or whatever.
Yeah, for at least around
At
us.
night.
Obviously, we're in the middle of the United States. So
And then they'll start moving off into the points and
Yeah.
up the channels of the lakes. And
yeah, I caught a 28-inch walleye last year, fishing for crappie on a Speedy Bee and a Prowler.
you see
On the
that?
same rod I've been using on these challenges too. And it has I don't think it has more than 4-pound line. 4-pound Trilene XL clear.
It just stays rigged.
Oh yeah.
You don't keep your rods rigged?
So they're always rigged with something.
Well, yeah, something's on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was throwing my bait caster today and it sounded a little dry. I need to put some lubrication
Well, I
in
wanted
there.
to keep fishing, and then mine
Yeah. Oh, hey, Patrick, let's hear about
line
your wildlife encounter today.
decided to Well, see, I think you all had it out against me.
No.
Well, I think the geese were on your all's books.
Yeah.
You had them paid off. I run up to the truck to tie on my next lure, and the damn geese out there started running up towards the...
One flew over
There's
your
like
head.
a little shed deal right there,
I think one was nested on top of that shed.
Yeah, there's a nest on top of that
which
shed.
is right next to where we were tying up. So I got distracted.
No.
As the geese were attacking me.
You got harassed by geese.
I did. Then he just, I don't know, but they were staring at me the whole time from then on.
You guys know I used to live over there, and the house I lived at didn't have a pond by it, but there one day I woke up and went outside, and I was heading to work, and there was 2 Canada geese on the roof of my house, and I was like, "This is
Have you ever
interesting."
been over to my mom's?
Mm-mm.
I pull up the hill, like nice subdivision, and it's like mid-morning. There's a goose on top of this house. Looked like one of those weather vane,
Yeah.
the chicken.
You know
ones,
what?
And the goose is just standing up there, just
What we ought to do is
looking around.
see if we could start like a photo submission deal where people take photos of geese in just random places.
Random places.
The most
And send 'em
random
in.
spots.
Because I remember my mom sent me a picture of a goose outside of the window of her office, and she worked on like the 9th floor of a building. And this goose is just perched on the window.
That's what I'm saying.
They'll just
That would
end up
be
in
good.
odd places.
Yeah.
Send
Weird.
it to
We'll make a
send it to podcast
Hayden
at
can make a post,
RogerSportingGoods.com.
make a deal on our podcast. I'm gonna start seeing some weird submissions.
Yep.
It's like Winchester's boy when they were at Disney World.
Oh yeah. Chasing
And
ducks in the
dang
hotel
mallard.
pool,
Yeah, mallards landed in the hotel pool while all the people are there.
swimming around.
And
But we
his
can't
boy's
get them
like,
to come into our decoys.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah.
nope, I don't need the water slides. I'm chasing this mallard around the pool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
So that goose did go after you a couple more times.
Well, I just think it had it out for me.
You had a good conversation with it though.
Kept an eye on
Well,
you. Huh?
we had a talk, and then I proceeded to the very end. I tangled up my line. I don't know.
Something I don't know how you.
That was a big tangle.
And then I slowly started just to like bring it out, and then it
It did
got
what a
all-
fishing line does.
Ooh,
got all-
did it like
it
just
got all
kind of
cattywampus.
It despooled from the spinning reel, like it just kind of
Yeah.
a whole like couple layers
where it
just
starts
flew
coming
off.
out
Yeah.
double.
Yeah, it's time for some new
And
line.
I just broke it off.
I know where you can get some new line at.
I'll get some new line.
Get it all spooled up on the machine too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm-
turkey season around here's kind of, we got one more week.
Yeah.
That's it?
we got a weekend and a week.
Yeah. May
Maybe 2
7th.
weekends left or something
May
like that.
7th.
Your turkey season ends on the 7th?
Which I'm
Wow.
going to foreshadow a later podcast that'll be coming out.
No,
Because this one will come out before. But I know there's lots of, everybody's got opinions, and especially when it comes to turkeys and what's going on with the population, and is it healthy, and what's the cause of some of the numbers, and are they going down, and
yeah. What should we do? And
all that. Yeah, sure. Everybody's got an opinion on, how they feel. But once turkey season concludes, so hopefully it's around the 9th or 10th, I think, we're going to have one of MDC's turkey biologists for the state in here. So
sweet.
That'd
So,
be
yeah,
good.
same
we'll
thing.
really dig into.
Send in-
really dig in.
Yeah.
Send in
Sink it in
anything,
there.
Yeah. We're going to
You
interview
want
them.
questions or whatever
That's too.
on podcast at RogerSportingGoods.com.
You set that up.
Yep.
Yep. We'll get some good
Turkey
questions, and we'll whatever you want to ask. I say whatever you want to ask.
We'll screen
Obviously,
them.
We're going to screen the questions, but if they're good questions, we will ask him.
Yeah.
So he's going to be gracious enough to join us, and it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say. Some of our thoughts, viewers' thoughts on what we think is either the problem or what we need to do going forward, or so
Yeah.
it'd be super sweet. And on top of all this, I'm getting my fill of morels lately.
You been
That's
finding
good.
them?
I'm just blind, and I'm probably just not looking in the right spot.
So Sonia's mom taught her, and she could smell them,
What?
which was awesome. Yeah, she would.
I gotta train my dog to do that.
So crazy.
100%
We'd be
you
walking
should.
out, and she's like, "We're getting close." I'm like, dang. And I got
was she
I got-
messing with you?
I
Was she
got.
pulling your leg?
I gotta see it. And
Does she know?
it's funny because
is it like spots she's been to before, and then
I
she's
was-
like, "Oh, I know they're over here."
I was lucky enough to go with Sonia's mom.
Yeah.
R.I.P. But she laughed at me. I can remember this. She took me to her honey hole where she lives. Me and Sonia and her mom came out, and I'm like you. I couldn't find a mushroom if I was stepping on it. And I had walked past one, unbeknownst to me, and I turn around, and there's Sonia's mom just sitting on a log or something like that, and she just smiling and laughing at me, and I'm like, "What?" She goes, "It's right there." I just walked right over it. But then, so Sonia grew up doing it. Like we went out. No one ever shares their spots, so we have a spot. But was it Monday we went turkey hunting, and now's about the time, that second week of turkey season. So, and we found a bunch of grays, but they were just all over. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm hoping to get
in
out
one
tomorrow.
spot.
Oh, oh yeah, that's right. You're going out. You're gonna do some
And
stuff.
we got them cooked up. Everybody cooks them up different, but we do like a traditional egg bath, and then we use crushed up Ritz crackers
Not a big
And-
fan of deep frying them.
and just pan frying a little bit of oil.
Dude, I pan, butter, mushroom. Done.
Yeah. So Sonia loves doing that for like breakfast. Little sauteed mushrooms with butter, and then pour your eggs in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty good. I had never had them until she did it. And then Fab at work does like the bigger yellows.
Mm-hmm.
If they're big enough, she'll do a stuffed morel,
Oh, yeah.
and then she'll fry them a little bit, but just something different.
You ever put them on a pizza?
I was just going to say there's people putting them on pizza, I guess,
I did that.
but yeah, why
back in-
not?
Way back in Nam.
Because some people truly love the taste,
Yeah.
and you don't get that unless you just saute them up. But
Yeah.
so hopefully this next weekend, the weather looks good. I think it'll. Hopefully we find a bunch of yellows now too. So
That'd be good.
Sonia's very slow, meticulous, and once you find one, you kind of get acclimated
Exactly.
to
I would-
seeing them.
It always seems like you struggle to find your first one, but then you find it, and then it's almost like something clicks, and you're looking for something. You find them a lot easier.
And if you find one, just
Stop and
you-
look.
and just you'll find. Typically, there's always more than one.
Yeah.
Anthony at the store was saying that, and I don't know, you could say they grow in a straight line. I could draw a straight line anywhere, but typically they grow in a line, and we kind of used that method, and it seemed to be pretty accurate, at least when we were finding the grays. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Once you find
I'm
them,
terrible.
they're there.
It's usually late in turkey hunting, and I'm wanting to go home, but kind of wanting to look at the same time. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to walk through this area, and then I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
That's me.
I used to not be hardcore at it until I figured out what I need to do. But
Yeah.
some
Maybe I need
people
to-
just
maybe I
have
need to-
spots. These guys or girls that show up, I mean, they're just truck beds full.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
They got the spots.
I just checked Onyx, but it does have like a mushroom waypoint.
It does.
So, I wonder,
I want to do like you're walking along and you kind of like look up at this hillside, and it's just fall, like one of those stories that people have, and you're just there half a day, just
oh my goodness.
yellow after yellow. My dad played a joke on a buddy of ours. So there used to be a morning show for the weekends, and you could call in if you had something to sell. And so he called in, acted like he was some farmer guy that had buckets full of morels in the spring. And so, but he called in as his buddy and said, "Hey, this is so-and-so. My number is," and gave out his phone number.
On the radio.
"And I'll be selling morel mushrooms at the Walmart parking lot in Liberty, Missouri from such and such." He had people blowing up his phone all day wanting to come buy mushrooms.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like, people get after him. People get after him. So it's a good time.
Once the turkey hunting has kind of made its course for me, it's just I get on the water. I don't want to get off for the next 4 months.
So ready.
Get out there and catch those crappie
and doing these little challenges just like feeds the hunger.
Yep.
So ready to get out there.
Go catch crappie and then switch over to largemouth and just
get Hayden out on the old Sea Ark. Go up to Smithville. It's just a brand of a boat.
So do they even make those anymore?
Yeah, man, the new ones.
Oh, they're no joke.
Them new ones, they're a sweet boat, but they're just like, some of the others. I mean, when you think of a bass boat, though, you think of, your Tritons or Bass Cats or Phoenix or
Rangers and
But them new Sea Arks out there.
Do you guys got that rigged to fish? You mean trolling motor and all that good stuff?
Yep. And now it's strictly just fishing because we got the Gator Tracks Gator Camp duck boat. So now this is full on fishing mode. Not super fast. Top out at 35.
That's all you need.
It's plenty fast enough. I don't need a.
Your dad's got 2 boats?
He's got that one, and then the other guy that we hunt and fish with, he has the duck boat.
Gotcha.
At his place. So
nice.
Be ready.
Yep.
Plus, I need to get my poles wet before I go to Minnesota.
Yeah, you got to get your poles restrung first.
Okay, that's true, but still. Probably had a nick in the line or something.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to get new line on it. Don't be bad about that.
Go after them smallies.
Mm.
Can't wait.
Walleye.
I know, but
get the walleye.
Okay. Don't anybody harass me. Walleye to me is boring fishing. Besides like trying to get the strike bites when they're on the dam.
Gotcha. What style of walleye fishing are you referring to?
Like if you go up north to
trolling?
Minnesota, one, it's hard to find relevant information about bass.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all walleye up there, and I get it because I love walleye. But to go out and you're trolling or you're jigging wraps or whatever for walleye, and you can only catch 4, and you're out there all day just trying to figure out where these are. I'm just impatient, so I like to be casting and working.
Smallmouth, largemouth, smallmouth, largemouth.
Yeah, and just,
I mean, it's all you.
I need to be moving. No, I get it.
I like to kick back with jig pull and just.
Yeah.
I mean, it is true. I mean, sometimes.
Now, I say that I do that for crappie.
Yeah.
You're jigging. But when the crappie spawns on and you're jigging, it's on fire. So it's way different.
Crappie fish is fun when you get to go
It's fast and furious,
dip trees and do all that.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
But it's fast and furious.
Yeah.
And maybe I just need I just don't know it. So I need to go with someone up there and really take me out and get after it. And I'm sure it is fun.
But yeah, I've been invited to go down below Truman Dam and fish the walleye as they're running up. And it can get boring because if it's not lights out, you're going to throw 500 times before you get one hookup.
Yep.
And it's not, and like bass fishing sometimes if you're from a boat, like you're you're moving spots, you're fishing things like new water, new
And
presentations.
it doesn't mean I'm catching a ton of bass either when I'm going out. I might go.
You're not looking at the same thing all day long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
You're
going
on
to
the move.
different areas, and I might fish a rock bank. I might fish a cove, or a tree line, or
Yeah.
an island, or and I'm throwing
All various
a
types
ton
of
of various
Yeah.
baits, top water, crankbaits, deep
Mhm.
divers,
Yeah.
everything. But I just don't know enough about it either. But
Yeah,
that's
everybody
part of it.
email podcast@rogersportinggoods.com and tell him how much he's wrong.
I probably am.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's got their favorite style of fishing.
Now, walleye itself, I'll tell you what,
Mm.
I love eating me some walleye.
Yeah.
So
They got them walleye sandwiches at Culver's right now.
I don't think so.
ooh, yeah.
That might be in
Give me
March.
a little Culver's walleye.
But
I did some halibut fishing in Alaska, and that's kind of the same thing. Just 200 feet deep at the bottom of the ocean.
yeah, Just
sitting
ripping.
there, you can just let your bait out, your hook like that, down to the bottom, and then just till you hook one.
I will say this. A few years ago, I went on my first trip down south to saltwater for
Mhm.
fishing. That ruined fishing here for me for the rest of my life.
Was it inshore fishing?
Yeah, we were in the marsh catching redfish,
that's-
Reds.
Yeah.
redfish,
Mm.
black drum, flounder. It ruined fishing here for me.
That's what I want to do.
It's so
before
much
I
fun.
do. I want to do deep sea fishing,
hmm
but I really want to do like the inland saltwater.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, all
and
the
plus
bonefish.
redfish. Oh, they taste so good.
And then you catch them, take them right to the restaurant. They usually got by the docks. They'll
I don't
cook
know.
it up for you. Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
catch it, and then you take it there and supply it, and then they
They cook it for you.
up for you with your sides.
Yeah, flounder's good too.
Yeah.
Flounder's really
Be
good.
awesome.
I went flounder gigging.
I need to go do that.
A few
What
years ago.
about?
You ever been
My
flounder gigging?
grandfather,
I haven't done the.
my
flounder.
grandfather still goes down to Rockport and does the red fishing every
Okay.
October. So
What about shore fishing or whatever they call it?
I don't know.
Is that
I
what they
haven't.
call it? Shore fishing? Like just you see them on the beach, you cast out.
Surf fishing.
Surf fishing. Yeah,
That looks like I don't know.
that would be right up his
Dude,
cup of tea. Just cast it out there, and then get your little low profile
lawn chair
Yeah.
and
camp chair,
I don't know if I could do that.
no.
cooler of beverages.
Have you seen them do like they
Wait
take
for
the
your bell
drones?
to ring.
They take the drones and they fly their lure out.
Right, because you're trying to, a lot of times you're trying to get it over that surf,
Mm-hmm.
and so if you can't get past it.
Yeah.
I think I saw a video of a guy swimming out there to put his lure down.
I mean, yeah, I can believe it.
Something to get it way out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked watching the videos of guys on kayaks, like under these bridge pillars on maybe like Florida Keys or something, like catching huge like
Giant
groupers or
fish.
something,
In their kayaks.
And the fish comes up, it's this 12-foot long size of their darn kayak themselves.
That's
Dang.
wild.
That'd be pretty cool.
That is pretty wild.
Yeah. I'm ready to get out there.
Yep.
I'm ready to go trout fishing too. I've been
I haven't
chomping
done
at the
that.
bit. At all?
No. Not
Well,
on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a weekend coming up.
Need to.
Head down and we got some
Apparently, I'm sheltered.
parks around Missouri that you can go have a little bit of fun. It's nothing like going out west, but you got
It's a good time.
Montauk and Bennett and Roaring and
Need to go out with. Sam used to work in fishing.
oh yeah,
Remember, he went and became a professional guide. He did that
oh yeah,
class, and now I think he's guiding out in Wyoming or.
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. He wanted Alaska.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
you put in,
mm-hmm.
but Yeah, it's awesome. He just takes people out all day long. Fly fishing.
Yeah.
He stops in the store every now and again.
That's sweet.
Little rogue fly fisherman, you, Sam.
Shout out.
You old crazy dog, you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fishing time.
Yeah, we're going to be putting
Send
out
us
some...
in your, people need to send in the pictures of their Missouri Slam.
crappie, morels, and turkeys.
Yep.
Yep.
All on the same day. The old Missouri
It'll be a
Slam.
long day.
Oh, I mean, it's
Be
a good day.
day.
Be a
You
good
could
day,
done-
buddy.
You could be done by lunch.
You could shoot it right off the roost, go grab a couple morels, and go spend
Yep.
the rest of the afternoon
Yep.
catch a crappie.
That's right. That's a good day, Tater.
Mm-hmm. It is. All right.
All right, peeps.
We're going to do some
Well,
more fishing videos for sure coming up.
Yep. Send us some challenges you want to see, or if you've got any, we'll see if we can't put them to test.
Yep.
We'll do it.
If you guys liked this podcast, go ahead and leave us a rating. Follow us on our socials. We got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Is that it?
Is that it?
Sounds like all of them.
YouTube. Don't
Yeah.
forget the YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, if you like
check
the
us out.
fishing
Give us-
challenge videos, you go to YouTube and you can watch the full thing without seeing it broke up in parts or whatever. You can just watch the whole thing.
Yeah. And you should probably just subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Gotta do it.
Turn on those notifications and all that good stuff, right?
Yep.
Is that everything?
I think that's it.
So.
See you later.
See ya.
I think it's time for